Hello and welcome to a new lesson in Linux. In this lesson we will be talking about a command called LSOF, and LSOF is used to display a list of all of the open files and process, and this command is very useful if you can't unmount a disk and this disk has an error message that says files are being used or opened. So you use the LSOF to solve this problem. First, if you don't have the LSOF, you will type yum install LSOF, but here I have it installed, so I will not run this command. We will have our first command here. It will be LSOF, and this command will list all of the open files and process for you. If you press enter, it will list it all for you by this way, but we want to view it in a better way, so we will pipe it through less and enter. As you see from here, less, you can go all the way down and see the open files and processes. As you see, here are all names of files. Here are all files in the right under name, and here of course is the process ID and the user, and here FD stands for file descriptor. If you find CWD, it means current working directory. RTD means root directory. TXT means program text, code and data. MEM means memory mapped file. And you may find other letters like U here and R and W. U here stands for read and write access, and R for read access, and W for write access. Alright, now let's say that you want to list all open files and process that has txt in the fd column. You will type lsof and then pipe it through grep txt. Sorry, but here it will be the double quotation, not the single quotation. Or you may type it without quotations, it doesn't matter, and then you will pipe it through less and enter. As you see here, it displayed for you all of the files that has its file descriptor as txt. In the fd column you will find all of them are txt. Now, to display the list of all opened files for a specific user, you will type lsof -u and then the name of the user. For example, here I'll type ed3mny. This is the name of the user that I want to display all of the opened files for. I'll press enter. Registry from here, if you scroll up, you will find that under user it came only the user ed3mny, the one that we have chosen, and it listed all of its open files. Now, if you want to display a list of all opened files excluding a user, for example, I would like to exclude the user root. That means that it will display for me the open files of all of the users except the user root. I will type the command lsof, then -i, then u, -u, and then the shift 6 sign, and then root. Sorry, there's a spelling mistake here. Type root, and here I will exclude the user root from the list. I will press enter. As you see here, it displayed for me under user all of the users with different names except the root. Okay, now to display a process running on a specific port, for example, I would like to see all of the processes running on port 80, and this is the port of the Apache. I will type LSOF -I and then TCP capital and then 2 dots and then 80, and this will display for me all of the process running on this port. I'll press enter, and as you see here, it displayed for me all of the processes that are running on port 80. Now you can display processes, but first I would like to note something here, that all of those users are listening or using port 80, which is the Apache's port. Now we can display all of the open files or process for a range of ports. If first I will clear the page. Now if I type LSOF and then -I capital TCP 2 dots 1 and then -100, this command means that I want to display all of the process and opened files from ports 1 until 100. So any port in the middle of 1 and 100, it will be displayed. I'll press enter. As you see here, displayed for me all of the things that are using ports from 1 to 100. And here under command, it displayed all of the services that uses the ports from 1 to 100. And here named, this is the DNS server, and it has it's listening and to the port 53. So by this command, you will set whatever range of ports you want it to display for you, and then you will press on enter. Now if you want to list all of the network connections, you will type LSOF and then -I and enter, and this will list for you all of the network connections that are happening. There is another way of search. If you want, you can search by the process ID. For example, I will choose this number here, the process ID number, and I will search by it. I will type LSOF and then -P and then the number of the process ID. Here it will be 19053 and enter. And as you see, it displayed for me the process by the process ID. It displayed the process and the open files. As you can see here are all of the open files, and here under process ID is the process ID that we have added in the command. And as you can see here, LSOF tool gives us useful information about used ports, process, and open files. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next